my name anyway is Lars already. I had what they call a cerebral stroke in the basilar artery in my, at the top of my head, spine rather, in 2005. The reason I'm doing this is to let people know really that there are ways, I suppose, of getting over this and coping with it. When I actually had the stroke, the only thing I can move was my eyelids. I wasn't able to speak, breathe, swallow, move. I couldn't control any body functions. And they didn't even know at the time if I'd recover everything. I mean, at the time when the stroke happened to me, I couldn't do anything just after I woke up. But I wanted to scream and say that here I am, and for God's sake, please don't put me through any more painful tests. I remember that distinctly because they were painful. And they thought that me being the way I am, or was, that it wouldn't remember. Or maybe wouldn't feel anything. But you do, you remember. But it's really the isolation, I suppose, that does get you.
And is it the physical isolation, Lars, or is it other types of isolation?
Everything combined, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's physical, it's mental, it's painful, it's frustrating, it's on a whole loads of different levels. It's just isolationist by its nature, by what happened to me. I mean, you can hear that I lost my speech. I have a condition from the stroke known as dysphagia, which basically means that my pronunciation and speech sounds slurred all the time. When I was normal, I did enjoy drink, and I would sound like I constantly been having a drink for the last few years, I suppose, and I couldn't be further from the truth.
Lars, what helped? Was there anything that helped along the recovery process, or could you name anything that helped in the recovery process? I know it's an ongoing process, but...
No.
Okay.
One thing didn't help. I'd have to say it was a combination of things.
Things that helped.
It was me and my partner that basically managed to cope with it all. I wouldn't suggest that I have a philosophy about the whole thing, or any way of coping, because everybody's different. Everybody's stroke is different. Everybody reacts a different way. The only thing we'll say is that to some level, at some level, you have to fight. You have to have a reason to want to get better. And sometimes it's not enough that you just want to get better for yourself. You have to maybe sometimes want to get better for somebody else as well. If you've suffered a stroke or some other accident or trauma that's left you disabled, you are minimized as a person immediately, whether you feel that way or not. The world sees you differently. I have mobility issues as well, which means that I can't walk very far, hence the weight.
What would you like people to know about head injury? Supposing somebody that knows, what would you like them to know?
There is light at the end of the tunnel. In many cases, unless it's extremely serious, where the person just won't respond. It is a life-changing event. I won't hold back on that. What I will say though is that it has changed me irrevocably, in as much as I don't get the stress now as I used to, because things just aren't important. Financial worries, I am careful with money. We all have to be. I'm responsible like any other adult, or anyone else for that matter. But I just don't let things faze me so much. The one positive I'll say about the whole thing, the thing that makes it, I wouldn't say bearable, but less pushed on you, is the fact that me certainly I found solace in the knowledge that I can still do things that I want, but I do enjoy, and I'm very into photography, and I don't think without having the stroke that I would give myself the time to do that. I would say to anyone who's had a stroke or it's a head injury or something, or anybody else for that matter, that you have to take time from life, from anything you do. Sit back or walk or whatever you're doing and breathe. Take time to look around. There's a world out there. We're not always given to looking. As you used to say, when I was in rehabilitation, people look, but they don't see. But for anybody, a stroke victim, brain injury victim, ordinary person, unaffected person, slow down, breathe. It's probably the best thing you can do.